This is day, what, 3, 4? I have no idea. It doesn't matter because it's still not done, so we're gonna get it done. I am doing the camshafts right now. I put the heads on the other day, as you saw, or as I filmed. Now it is time for the last little bit before assembling all of this crap way over here. But basically, we have one of the camshafts on, mainly because I was too lazy to take off this extra plate to kind of take the whole thing out, because if you can, ideally you should just probably install this metal bracket alone. I did go ahead and use my wonderful secret weapon, the cheap ass Scotch-Brite pads, to basically go ahead and like, look at all this collection of silicone shit. So you basically want to get off as much of that as you can. I can kind of show you on this one. I want to get my hands too dirty. As I should have dropped the camera. I want to get my hands too dirty since I'm going into the store, and so I want to get grease all over this stuff since I need to go get more brake cleaner. But basically, here's the kind of the outline of it's the same thing, just different camshafts and sprockets and stuff for the other side. But basically, the silicone starts here. Don't worry too much about this side. This is gonna be the valve cover, all that good stuff when we get to that. But basically the trail goes from this corner all the way around the bolt holes, all the way, blah, 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 blah. Just the outline. So if you have this in front of you, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just try and cut all that off with a razor blade. Go ahead and use some of the Scotch-Brite or whatever. Just kind of, I don't want to say sand it down, but kind of sand it down or whatever. And then just spray it down to go ahead and get it clean with brake cleaner, or I don't know. I basically, yeah, I use brake cleaner. I also use this degreaser stuff. It's foaming, so just be careful of that. You don't want to spray it everywhere. And then at that point, unlike the head studs, there isn't any real track of how to install this, so you kind of have to eyeball it. There is one pin that does stick down. I believe it's on this right corner. I don't know. I don't even know if there's necessarily a hole, because it's one of those things, it's like a dowel that just sticks in the block. So you kind of just have to line that up and go from there and just kind of like good luck it, you know. Again, same thing with all this silicone or whatever. Hit it with a Scotch-Brite. Doesn't have to be perfect, just the best that you can. And use a mallet to tap each corner, make it more flush. I tapped here, 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 and then since of this cam plate's in the way, I actually just use this little thing to smack it down a little bit, but it's pretty flush. Of this bolt, right? Oops, my hand is now covering the camera. This one, I don't know. Let me move this up. You can see it went from a hex like these guys to a circle. So good job, Brad, for that. All right. I used a little too much silicone there, but that's a pretty decent job, you know. I'm learning, like I said. I'm no expert. I'm just doing the shit that like you guys are. So I'm gonna go wipe off maybe some of that crap. Yeah, to be honest, I would rather have more than not enough, because leaks suck. The bright side is when you go ahead and do this though, it is on the inside, so it spills outward is what you're kind of seeing. So you do have just all this metal. It's not like, you don't want to fuck up and have it go way in here. though, obviously, because you have the camshafts and then you'll get it in your oil. But you know what? You also have break-in periods, and that's exactly what the break-in oil and the quick oil changes for everything is for. So I did things a little backwards here as well, since I was kind of rushing it because I was an idiot and put the RTV on this plate first instead of doing everything you're supposed to. So if you get head work done, if you get valves and springs and retainer clips or whatever, they come like this, right? What you need to do is you need to put back the little caps on the top. They look like this, right? They're just little, try and get like one, see? Little caps. You should have bagged them up. Hopefully you didn't go kick it across the floor or some shit and then you're out of luck. But basically you put those on, like I put oil in that cap right there. It's just royal purple, nothing crazy. You can also get some assembly lube, I believe, but I put oil and then put it on these stems. And then from there you also need to oil up these little oil jets. I don't know what they are. They spray, like, it's the other half of the rocker, essentially. I don't know. Like I said, I'm no expert, so correct me in the comments, I guess. But you definitely oil those up. Put a little oil or assembly lube or something in here, and then you just slide it in there. Kind of jiggle it in. Don't hammer it in. Don't go ahead and force it in. Just let it go in on its own. I just twisted mine back and forth. It does go weird at kind of an angle. It's not directly straight in. You kind of have to have it up a little bit. So yeah, and then just twist it in. But oil that up, maybe drip some oil or something in here, and then you should have a decent time. And then on top of that, the rockers, those guys, what you want to do is you have the flat end just sitting on top of the cap, and then you have the other end sitting, try and get there, see that? Sitting on top of the oil jet things I was just talking about. So that's why they have that rounded end, to sit on the rounded part of those oilers. So yeah, otherwise, if you did do it the correct way, like on this side, you shouldn't have a camshaft in there. Be sure to clean out the bearings. Definitely put some sort of lubricant on the bearings. Nothing crazy. You don't need to like totally put a whole quart of oil, but go ahead and just like put a dabble of assembly lube or grease or whatever. I'm probably gonna do some just assembly lube, since it's a lot stickier than oil, because I don't know how soon this is all gonna get done and put back together in the car. I'm trying to get the heads done tonight at least, and then tomorrow the rest of the accessories. So on that note, I am going to go pick up some more brake cleaner because I was an idiot and started all of this without going ahead and checking to make sure I had enough. I just used, first off, I used the Walmart stuff, just the cheapest shit, you know, try and save some money. I mean, where it counts, I guess. Don't go ahead and start like buying Wish stuff or whatever and slapping it together. But you know, you can save a couple bucks here and there. But I just used the gunked one lately. I also used the brake parts cleaner from Walmart. That was just like the Walmart brand or whatever it was. Parts cleaner, I think is what it was called. But yeah, I'm gonna run to the store. I just wanted to show you a mistake that is bound to happen to you guys if you did not know. But I got the camshafts on and the sprockets as well. I guess these were already attached to the camshafts, but the camshafts are supposed to flow just very easily. You should be able to turn it 2 fingers, no problem. If it is hard, like this one was for me, like you had to grab this shit with like a padded glove, twist, it was terrible. Chances are you messed up with these bearings. I did forget, I was watching a video and going through the manual as well, and these are directional as well as side correct bearings. What that means is if you have the number side, so the way I did it, so this is the direction of the engine for reference. Oil pan is down. This is the side with the cam plate. And there's the front of the engine if you're kind of confused. Or I guess back technically with the crank and everything. But either way. So that means when you are looking at it from this angle, you want these numbers to be legible and readable, right? So 241. It doesn't matter about these. You don't have to pay attention to that. You just want to be able to read it, and it should not be upside down. If it is upside down, that is the bearing, or that is the bearing that is upside down. If you drill it in upside down like I did, it is fucking hard to get off. I used a pry bar with a piece of a shop towel wrapped around the end so I wouldn't scratch the metal as much, but you see how it is kind of cut at the bottom there? It's not a big deal. I have to lean the light, so I'm gonna try and zoom in on it for you. It's not anything crazy, it's not the end of the world. Just towards the bottom, kind of right there, it's a little marked up, and then I scraped the side of it a little bit as well, and then kind of, yeah, nothing crazy. It's not really noticeable. I don't think it'll affect it in any way, but it's just something to keep in mind. Definitely be careful when you're putting in the bearings. You do not want it to go backwards for this reason. So now that, see, flows so much better now. I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, guess the series stopped there. But nope, all good. Got it on RTV. I think I already went over that in my past little clip. So yeah, I highly recommend, just if you're doing a thorough rebuild, just assembly lube everything. You just can't go wrong. I mean, you can, don't use a stupid amount, but you know, just grease up the camshafts, grease up all the bearings and stuff. I took the plate off, cleaned that out. Same thing with these two. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out the next portion with the plate cover. Actually, I lied. I need to figure out the torque specs for this. I also don't know if I ever mentioned what kind of hex bolt you need for the torque plate. I have the torque solution cam plate. The reason for that is sometimes these do go bad with that crappy silicone seal. This one actually has an O-ring, so it does alleviate that, at least until the O-ring goes bad. It is another Harbor Freight Special 6 mil, or not 6 mil, maybe. I don't know how they classify hex bits, but 6. So, kind of looks like this. It comes in a pack or whatever, so. So I went ahead and finished one side, I think, 90% sure. It is almost midnight, so that's awesome. Here it is. So I tried to torque everything down to spec. And I know, don't hose me. It's not that I can't figure out a torque wrench. It is that the pound-feet is so light that it is so extremely hard to tell on my torque wrench. My torque wrench goes to 200 foot-pounds. Wonderful Husky. The reason I got that crazy of a one is because of my truck and stuff. The torque specs are obviously a lot higher, and I just wanted one that could do both my car and my truck. But now I'm gonna go back and go buy a smaller rated, well, overall smaller and a smaller rated torque wrench from Home Depot or something, because I am 90% sure I broke a bolt, and I'm not gonna admit I'm not gonna screw with it. I think it was this one. It's one of these two. I'm pretty sure it was this guy. You can't see this guy, but I don't want to screw with it and admit that I totally did. So what I'm going to do is ignore it until tomorrow. But basically what I'm going to do tonight is do the other side. But for you doing it at home, all the cam bolts, the 2, 4, 6 on each side, is 13.4, I think, or some shit. Just do 14 foot-pounds, it's fine. Or 13, I guess. Just pick a whole number and go with that. I did 14, I believe. That's not what I broke it at, so don't worry. They still spin freely either way, so that's fine. This one might need to loosen up. This one a little bit. This one's way easier. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and do the other side. It's 13 foot-pounds or 13.3 or whatever for foot-pounds for all the camshaft bolts, and then it is like 4 point something, essentially 5 foot-pounds for these cam plate bolts. That's what I'm talking about. Is it is so extremely light that you could barely hear the click or feel the click of my torque wrench. So I'm gonna have to go get a different one tomorrow, just to make sure everything's kind of torqued down. But I believe I did everything correctly. The other thing I forgot to mention is there are 2 seals that go before you put this head plate on. They look like this. They're for the spark plugs. It goes, they look like this. You see this, there's like an inner ring, and that goes on the metal tube. So it goes down like this, and then the wider part faces up, and that's where you put the heads on. Or sorry, not the heads, but the top cam plate cover. So yeah, there's 2 of those. I am going to now flip this on over and do the other side, and then I'll probably call it a night. Fuck that job, let me tell you. Oh my god, I had so many complications. It's probably been like 2 hours. It's like 2 in the morning, and I'm not really tired, but like I am thinking I should probably go to bed. Gotta let my dog out and everything. It took me forever, and the reason for that is because my dumbass first off tried to tilt the engine stand, and basically when I did that, all of the rocker arms, the little like spinny things, you know, that sit on the oilers and stuff, all fell off into the fucking gravel, because I'm a genius, into the gravel. And I had to do that not once, not twice, but 3 different times. It fell into the gravel, and I had to like wash them off vigorously, make sure there's no gravel in the things, and I think I did a decent job. I won't know until, you know, later on. Everything still spins fine though. I was very careful about all that crap. Is there still some pieces in there? Maybe, who the fuck knows. The oiling will figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. I got it enough that it doesn't like affect any of the spins or whatever. Everything still spins smoothly, and same thing down here. So I finally got it on, but as you can see, basically this is how it was tilted, and because of that, those rocker arms did not want to stay on, and so even when I put the camshafts on and this plate, put it on as one piece, it knocked 4 of them off, which sucked into this nice gravel area. Look at that. Awesome, right? So live and learn, you know. Like I said, I am not a professional by any means, but I'm just trying to show everyone how it's done and how you can do it in a tiny ass garage just like I have. From there, tomorrow we're gonna get all these O-rings and crap going on. It's always overwhelming, you know, but I am not gonna put this cam plate on, and then on this side I'll torque all the bolts down to spec once I get that wrench as well. Again, all the torque specs are 13.5 foot-pounds and then 5 foot-pounds for the cover. It's like 4.7 or some shit, so if you want to be really hyper aware, then that's what it is. But otherwise, I'm gonna call it good for the night. Well, I guess I'm gonna wash this and then just set it on there for the night and then call it good. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one tomorrow morning, at some point tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. Whenever the fuck I wake up. Because it's quarantine and time isn't real.